Jace Denman for Flag Family Media. I'm here with MSUM Dragon men's head coach Tim Bergstraser. Coach, another great weekend to finish off the regular season. Based on tiebreakers, you end up with the 3 seed. How happy were you with the way this team finished the regular season?
It was incredible. I mean, you just never know what to expect when you're playing so many good teams and everybody's playing for something. And it's just with our league, for how well balanced it is, you just never know with competition. And for our guys to show up the way they did on both sides of the floor and just this last weekend, I mean, it was pretty impressive. You know, I'm happy for the guys, and I think they're really believing in each other here, and they're competing for each other. So to end out the regular season that way, especially when it's on your home court for senior night against Mankato, like that's a big deal when you put it all together. And then for us to get that 3 seed, yeah, I mean that's. I didn't really care going into the weekend where we were going to be. Yeah. I just wanted to do what it took to win a basketball game and then see where it showed on the standings. And for us to be 3, we'll take it. We'll definitely need that rest. It's been a good week to get some guys some extra rest when they need it. And now it's a long wait actually till Sunday to play. But you know we're just taking it day by day here and just rolling as a group here and enjoying every day we can together.
We got to see obviously Jacob Benega come back over these last 4 games. Had a huge game against St. Paul before obviously going into this last weekend. Hit a couple key shots in the final weekend. What has it meant to have this team playing as well as they have been, and then to add a Jacob Benega into it off the bench and add that extra scoring punch?
Yeah, you know, before Cobb got back with us, I think we were really starting to figure out who we were as an identity, and then you obviously add a somewhat 75% healthy Benega. I mean, you'll take that.
Yeah.
But, you know, we had to integrate him into things slowly, and you don't want to screw up your flow too much, but he's definitely been a great player off the bench for us. And to have a guy like Jacob Benega off the bench, that's pretty you don't see that a lot. So that's definitely helped our program out with our rotations, giving us more threats. I don't feel like we take many dips whenever we're getting people in and out. You know, I'm just happy for the young man to be playing again. You could just tell how stinking happy he is. And, you know, just because we took Monday off, Tuesday was really light, and he's like, oh, we got off today? And I was like, yeah. He's like, man, he's like, I'm appreciating every opportunity I get, man. Let's get to work. And so that's just who he is. And, you know, I'm just, again, for who he is as a person, for all the work that he's put in, I mean, I'm just so happy for him. And it's obviously been great for our team, and our guys really love competing with him between the lines again as well.
You had the announcement today, I believe, for the All-Conference. You placed 2 on first team with Carson Johnson and Logan Kinsey. Jacob Jennison made second team. What does that say about the player? Number one, Carson Johnson has been this year since having that red shirt pulled, and then obviously the consistency of Logan Kinsey. I mean, he's a terror on both ends of the court. I mean, I nickname him Weapon X because I mean he can just do so many different things. And then of course Jacob Jennison, second team. There's nobody like him in the conference. The footwork, the size, etc. I mean, what can you say about your 3 all-conference players?
I mean, it's all the work that they put in, and they're just such coachable young men. They put in so much time. They're selfless. They don't care who gets any of the credit. I know, like, we believe they should have been what they got with these accolades, but if you know who they are, like, they just don't care. Like, they just want to do what it takes to win basketball games with their guys. And, you know, a guy like Carson, he took it and just ran with it ever since game 1. I think we've all been a witness to that, and it's been very impressive. I mean, he's had his off days every once in a while, but he's a guy that he's going to continue to compete, and he's a guy that we have a lot of trust in as a true freshman. So, I mean, that just shows who he is as a young man and just how much confidence he has. Just since game 1 to what he's been doing right now in big games is very impressive. Then Logan Kinsey, he can do a little bit of everything. We call him like that Swiss Army knife. We rely on him a lot on the defensive end of the floor. I mean, he's a great long rebounder for us. He's elevated his offensive game as well, and I know how much work on top of everybody on our team. But like with Logan, he put in so much time this summer, and I knew that. I know a lot of people connected to him, so for him to have the success that he's had for the work that he's put in, I mean, that's awesome. You're really happy for someone because he deserves it. And then he's just gotten more comfortable as well. And then Jenny, I mean, he's an absolute animal. I mean, he's playing his best basketball right now for our team. And if anybody saw what he was doing last year preseason or where he is now, man, is it incredible. And that's just another scenario. Like, he is so invested in just his body, making sure he's as in shape as he can be, stretches consistently every single day. So for him to get that accolade, I'm just so happy for him because he's been through a lot as well. But he is such an X factor on our team. Like, you see a 7'1" guy that's mobile, athletic, and on top of all that, he works so stinking hard. That's a tough combination to go against. So, you know, it's we believe we got a lot of threats, and we're just so happy that guys get recognized like that, and I think they just got a lot of respect from the league.
Another player that I wanted to point out, just because his development over the course of the season specifically at the defensive end, and his offensive game is coming along as well. Sean Wysocki, James and I, when we've been covering games, the improvement that young man has made on the defensive end. I mean, he's long, he's athletic, he comes out of nowhere blocking shots. I mean, his defensive presence, when you pair that with a Logan Kinsey, who's a heck of a defender as well, and then the 7-footer in the middle. I mean, you guys, defense can really, they say win championships, and I think your defense over this last month or the last half of the season has been really, really top notch.
Yeah, and our guys as a group have just really, really bought into that. We had some struggles, even like on our little win streak that we're going on right now. Like in the beginning, it wasn't pretty. And our guys do understand for who I am and how I'm wired, you got to be able to guard and rebound.
Yes.
If you don't, you're going to get a little more of an edgy Coach Bergstraser. And a guy like Sean, just like many of the guys on our team, like he is so coachable. Like he's one of those guys when you're talking to him, he's looking you dead in the eyes and he's trying to execute whatever he can for you. And he's had his bad days just like any freshman. And I just had to keep telling him, like, hey, this is going to happen. This is part of your process. You're not going to figure it all out in your first year. So for him to quickly just figure things out and use what the good Lord has given him, man, it's awesome to see. And he's just, he's going to keep getting better and better. I've always told him like his best basketball would be what he's doing right now because I mean he was just figuring things out early. He was he was like a young pup, just strolling around. So. Like with our defensive side, we believe we have a lot of size, and we can really use that to our advantage if we're willing to execute. And if we're in between the years ready to compete and execute, I think we could create a lot of problems. And sometimes you play guys like Cobb and Carson together, but I mean, they're as scrappy as they come, and they're going to do what they can to fight and keep people in front. So that's all that matters to me. We're not going to stop everybody, but as long as we make things tough on people and we fight and compete in the end, that's important to this program.
Absolutely. You guys now are going to be headed down. Your first game is going to be against Sioux Falls, who pulled the upset against Duluth. I think that goes to show you how hard this conference is to be consistent and win because Augustana knocks them off on the road in Duluth. So obviously taking one game at a time, what's it going to take to get a victory against Augustana on Sunday night?
I mean, it's coach talk. I'm going to continue to say this, worry about us to the best that we can. Obviously, there's going to be some minor things we need to tweak in like defensive execution, offensive just awareness. Because when they came here, I mean, everybody remember that. That was an absolute grudge match. And they're playing really well. Nobody can ever look at their record. If you look at their schedule, they're playing every single team tough. They're going to work extremely hard. They got a lot of guys that can fill it up from multiple spots on the floor. They're going to create some problems defensively. So we're really going to try to just tune in on who we are for the most part. And then it's going to be a battle. It'll be a home game for them. We all know that. But, to be at the Pentagon, that's a fun place to play. The NSSC does an incredible job of hosting that tournament. And I'm just happy for our overall program to make it there. That's cool. We're not just going to be that. We're not content with just making it to the tournament. But just for like freshmen and newcomers in our program, I think that's a big deal when you can make it to the Pentagon for that experience.
Exactly. Well, Coach, best of luck this weekend. We'll be there all weekend covering both the men and the women. So best of luck. We'll see you down there on Sunday, if not a little bit sooner.
Sounds good.
All right, this is Jace Denman alongside head coach of your MSUM Dragon, Tim Bergstraser. We'll talk to you soon.